This week, we take a look at the latest laptops from Alienware. We get our stealth on with Splinter Cell Blacklist from Ubisoft, and we party like it's 1999 with the one and only Jimmy the Geek. This is Player Attack. But first, the latest gaming news, and we'll kick things off with some good news for Australians. Firstly, while Saints Row 4 is being modified for audiences down under after being refused classification, State of Decay is already one step ahead, submitting a brand new version to the classification board. As we mentioned last week, the brand new downloadable Zombie Hunter was effectively banned from sale or display in Australia due to in-game drug use leading to incentive or reward. The original game included references to medications that would boost a player's stamina or restore health, things like methadone, morphine, aspirin, and trucker pills. Now though, it seems the Australian State of Decay features supplements, because, as developer Undead Labs says, who could possibly not like vitamins? The game is currently in front of the classification board, so we will keep you posted on their decision. Meanwhile, that wasn't the only way Australians were making headlines this week. Avalanche Studios has officially confirmed that its upcoming Mad Max tie-in will indeed feature an Australian accent in the lead role. When we spoke to the studio at E3, they were keeping very quiet on the topic, but studio boss Christopher Sundberg has spilled the beans via Twitter. It shall be so. With American Tom Hardy taking on the role of Max Rockatansky in the upcoming Mad Max Fury Road, we're not sure if Avalanche is going to get a true blue Aussie actor to fill the virtual shoes, or if we'll end up with an American making his best attempt at our drawl. Either way, it is great to see a developer really listening to some gamer feedback.
Kill me. Then kill me. Don't go. Please. Please. Don't leave me here.
SimCity developer Maxis also seems to be listening, or getting ready to listen anyway. A recent survey has popped up which suggests the studio is starting to acknowledge it didn't get everything quite right in the March release. Questions about future features include innovations like offline gameplay, bigger cities, one-way roads, subways, and even crossovers with The Sims, with fans asked to illustrate how interested they are in each element. This sort of social surveying is fairly common, but it doesn't typically include, would you like us to change something we said could not possibly be altered, so it is a massive step from EA. On the other hand, one developer who's not really listening and instead is just making the products they want to make is accessories manufacturer Razer, who is famously seen to create peripherals for PC, Mac and Xbox 360, not a PlayStation branded arcade stick to be seen. Fans have often wondered just why the company has ignored Sony's console. Was it difficult to design for? Was it tricky to work with? Is it already perfect and not worth changing? The answer, my friends, is one that would disappoint PlayStation 3 fans around the globe. Razer CEO Min Liang Tan simply doesn't play PlayStation games and he only makes things he wants to use. At this stage, the company is definitely looking at PlayStation 4 development, but we're guessing that might still hinge on the platform's games lineup. And hopping over to Microsoft for a moment, outspoken indie darling Phil Fish is in the spotlight again, announcing that Fez will be updated on Xbox 360 despite his famous outburst last year over his frustrations with the platform. It seems the decision to remove the requisite fees from updates and missions has gained Xbox Live a few new supporters. Yes, Disney Infinity will indeed have double the depth with in-game appearances by both Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean and Tonto from the recently released The Lone Ranger. We'll just leave that there without comment. Instead, we're going to look at Prince of Persia, The Shadow and the Flame. The 20-year-old title is officially headed to mobile devices later this month with a brand new 3D experience breathing life into the old school platformer. The Shadow and the Flame follows on from the events of the classic Prince of Persia, and this time it has been rebuilt specifically for iOS and Android platforms. You can play either with the on-screen joystick if that's your choice, but if you prefer, gesture-based controls are at your fingertips. And to complete the thoroughly modern makeover, The Shadow and the Flame also comes with achievements, leaderboards, and Facebook integration, because playing alone in your room just doesn't cut it anymore. For those of you hanging out for more Grand Theft Auto 5 news, Rockstar Games has finally delivered the goods. A brand new trailer comprised entirely of gameplay footage.
With Grand Theft Auto 5, Rockstar have tried to reimagine the open-world game in a number of ways. The game world is beautiful, massive, and diverse. A sprawling, satirical reimagining of modern Southern California, covering mountains and oceans, expensive stores and strip malls, urban decay and untouched wilderness, beaches and backwoods, the sublime and the ridiculous, greed and hypocrisy.
You tell me exactly what you want, and I will very carefully explain to you why it cannot be. What?
You'd better make sure you've got a clean hard drive when GTA 5 launches in September. It's got an 8GB standard console install base. Rockstar weren't kidding when they said that this was the biggest game they've ever created. For more details and to keep up to date with the latest gaming news, head to playerattack.com. But for now, stick around, we've got plenty more still to come.
What's so exciting about this new range is the development and work we've done into producing epic and extraordinary gaming PC machines. There's a huge following around Alienware in particular. Anyone that has an Alienware machine becomes very much in love with the machine because it becomes part of who you are and your interest in gaming, and it takes your gaming interest to another level. Well, I believe it's quality, and I believe the investment, when you look at the new range that we've actually come out with, you can actually see the bang for your buck. Because of the aluminium chassis, because of the investment we've made in the metal design and the features, we've really done a lot of work around the acoustics in the machine so that you don't get that whirring fan noise. It really is such a sleek looking experience that you can actually lose yourself.
Alienware brand was founded in 1996 with the full purpose of delivering the best gaming experience. And 17 years later, it still remains the same. If you want to go for a budget, you can go for a desktop. If you want for something portable and a computer, you can use Alienware 14. If you want very high-end, wider panel, you can use your Alienware 17 and 18. So basically the purpose is to have a wide offering. This product will be refreshed with the 4th generation of Intel processors. It will come with high-end graphics as well, with the 7th series of NVIDIA GTX chipset. And it's coming as well with anti-glare Full HD panel so that you can enjoy a full high-end gaming experience. On Alienware 18 is coming with overclocked CPUs with a frequency up to 4.3 GHz. It's coming as well with dual graphics, and then you've got a wide list of configurations and customization that you can offer.
Player Attack is sponsored by the Daleks.
If you've ever wanted to show off your mad gaming skills but had no way of getting the footage off of your console, have we got a treat for you. The Roxio Game Capture HD Pro console has just been launched in Australia, and it makes recording, streaming and sharing almost as easy as playing the game itself. The handy device will record straight to your PC using HDMI or component output, and you can capture gaming footage in HD, stream it directly to your Twitch TV account, or upload it to YouTube, Facebook or Rooster Teeth. The Roxio Game Capture HD Pro console retails for $179.95, but we have one to give away to a lucky Player Attack viewer. Thanks to the team at Mindscape Asia Pacific, we also have a stack of great games to go with it, including Pro Evo Soccer and Metal Gear, because what good's a game recording device if you don't have anything to record? All you have to do to win this amazing pack is head to playerattack.com, follow the links to the Roxio competition, fill out your name and contact details, and enter the secret word which is on your screen right now. The competition is open to anyone in Australia and runs all the way up until July 15th, with the winner announced on Player Attack Friday, July 19th. For the full terms and conditions, see our website.
This is the Blacklist. You have soldiers in 153 countries. Bring your troops home, or every week we will attack you.
Graham, it's time to go hunting.
I think the biggest thing we're doing with Blacklist is one, it's the biggest Splinter Cell yet. We've got tons and tons of content, including single-player, co-op, and we brought back Spies vs. Mercs, which I know we know our fans are really excited about. Beyond that, what's really new is just the amount of variety we offer in this game. Splinter Cell has always been a game about choices and options, and we added a ton more. We have 3 major playstyles. One, Ghost, which is the old-school type Splinter Cell player. That player goes from A to B, doesn't want to be detected. Panther is the lethal stealth guy. They love being not detected, but they always love hand-to-hand as well and using their pistol. And Assault is actually a new playstyle we brought in. It's more the run-and-gun style for the player that just wants to let off some steam, take his AK-47 and go wild. All 3, to be honest, are really fun, and for those old-school fans, just to let them know, Assault is actually really challenging as well. You can't really go head-on with a lot of guys, so you'll have to go loud and keep flanking and keep trying to outmaneuver guys, so there's still a lot of strategy in all playstyles.
Because I know that the Splinter Cell series has been well known for stealth and you know, hiding around and spying and that sort of thing. It's kind of refreshing, but it's still a major change for you guys to just go, hey, you know what? Go in, all guns blazing.
I think we really noticed a lot of players still enjoy that type of particular playstyle. Also, Sam Fisher can do it all. So we really wanted to focus on Sam Fisher and the player being able to control him completely, being able to make all of his choices for him. And because Sam is an elite agent, he's able to have those abilities as well. So we wanted to leave that choice open to the players. And to be honest, the 2 of our playstyles that I mentioned are still completely stealth. So stealth is still a major part of the game. We have daylight maps. We know people are kind of worried about that as well. We're showing off a co-op map today called Hacker's Den. Daylight, but complete stealth map and mission. So if you're detected in that mission, it's game over. So there's still a ton of stealth, a ton of opportunities. We were just really excited about adding more and more options for the player.
So as you say, Sam Fisher is back. How has he changed since the last time we saw him?
Oh, you know, he's always going through more and more things, so he gets a little more beat down. But
poor guy, seriously,
know, right?
Poor
It's
guy.
a world against him. But he's actually come back as the leader this time around. So he's normally the lone wolf. Now he's the pack leader, and he's leading 4th echelon. So he's got a big team underneath him. He's got some members he didn't even recruit, and he's kind of stuck with. So you see a lot of issues in the beginning parts, and he's trying to mentor an Isaac Briggs, who's an old CIA operative. Again, one of those characters that he didn't himself recruit, so there's a little clashing in the beginning, but you start to see that relationship grow. So what's really different here is we really wanted to explore Sam Fisher as a character, not just as an avatar for the player. So we go a lot more into depth on who he is, the tough decisions he has to make, and you really get to see him grow as a leader.
Can you tell us a little bit more about Spies vs. Mercs?
Yeah, so Spy vs. Mercs is back. It's actually been in past Splinter Cells like Chaos Theory. We know it's a huge fan favorite, Pandora Tomorrow. And the team that actually is working on it is the Montreal team, and a lot of that team has worked on those past games as well, and the Spy vs. Mercs on those. So we've got a great team heading it up. And a little more information, Spies, of course, the Sam Fisher type of role. They're more about 3D navigation, they're more about hiding in the shadows, and they're really lethal when it comes to hand-to-hand gameplay. What we're showing today is a classic mode, which is 2v2, more of the old school route where the spy doesn't even have guns. He has just a taser. So all he has to do is try and get in close and personal and try and melee the guys. The Merc, first person, so you see that asymmetrical gameplay, and they actually, of course, have big guns and tons of armor. So the spy never really wants to go gun to gun against them, but never wants to stay at range because the Merc will pretty much dominate at range. I think a lot of the past games, sometimes they bounce around a bit. We know Conviction kind of went towards his Panther playstyle, and we got a lot of fans who were really interested in that. So this game really was more about going back to the roots, going back, seeing Sam Fisher still in his black wetsuit, and going back to a lot more of that ghost stealth gameplay. So it was really about capturing every single piece of great gameplay out of all the past franchises, and then adding some new.
Is this the ultimate Sam Fisher game?
This is the ultimate Sam Fisher game so far, definitely. I'm not announcing anything. I'm just saying that right now, Blacklist is going to be the biggest Splinter Cell yet. Huge amount of content. Sam Fisher is just a badass, and it's going to be a great time.
And we're not quite ready to put him out to pasture just yet. You've still got some more tricks up your sleeve for him, I'm betting.
Oh, definitely.
So how long do we have to wait until we can get our hands on Splinter Cell Blacklist?
It comes out in August, so it's actually pretty close. A couple months more to wait. At the studio right now, we're wrapping up a couple more of the debugging process, and we're going to send it off to the first-party guys so we can get it on the store shelves as soon as possible for you.
And then when it is on the store shelves, what platforms will it be for?
Xbox 360, PS3, PC, and Wii U. So we have a big, wide range for the players out there. I'm in charge of the PC SKU myself, so definitely try that out.
Master race. Is there anything different with the Wii U version compared to the core consoles on the PC?
It's got everything the regular, the normal 360, PS3, and PC version has, except it's got its awesome controller, obviously. So we have a lot of different things like the gadget for the Tri-Rotor, which is a flying aerial type gadget you can use your Wii U remote for. On top of that, you can mark and execute guys using the touch screen. So there's a couple more, actually, some interesting surprises we have with the Wii U controller. That's actually being done out in Shanghai as well, and they've done a great job with it.
You guys are so good at working with each other.
We are. Ubisoft loves that inter-studio kind of relationships. Shanghai actually builds our co-op maps as well. We have a leadership team in Toronto, and those guys over there really have a lot of experience with the Splinter Cell brand as well, so they put a lot of love and passion into it.
Teamwork. Gotta love it.
Find you. No need, General. We're coming to America.
Jimmy the Geek here in 1999. The big news this year, Billy Mitchell has become the first person to beat Pac-Man. The South Florida native reached a high score of 3,333,360 points and the game's kill screen at level 255. The achievement was witnessed at the Fun Spot Family Fun Center in New Hampshire. This is not Mitchell's first Golden Age victory, as he's held the all-time high score in Donkey Kong since 1982. He hopes to keep both scores alive and well for at least the next 6 years. Bad news from the business sector, as over 250 people have lost their jobs with Sierra. The publisher, who had massive success in the 80s and 90s with their King's Quest, Space Quest, and Leisure Suit Larry graphic adventures, has closed down several of their development studios and moved away resources from titles already in development. This comes not long after the company was involved in a scandal where $217 million was misrepresented last year. Sierra claims the upcoming titles, the space opera Homeworld and the third and final title in the Gabriel Knight series, are unaffected. To happier news now, and Nintendo have finally entered the fighting game arena for the first time since 1996. They're taking an interesting twist on the genre in allowing up to 4 of their own characters to play at once. Super Smash Bros. Allows players to duke it out as the faces of Nintendo's biggest franchises, including Link, Samus Aran, Pikachu, and of course Mario and Luigi, over famous Nintendo locations such as Hyrule and the Mushroom Kingdom. We're unsure at this time whether Donkey Kong's inclusion in this game affects the upcoming Donkey Kong 64, and if either will lead to a single game or a franchise. Still at home, and Sega is throwing one last serious swing into the gaming console market. The Dreamcast has been out in Japan for a little over a year and will be kickstarting the 6th generation of home consoles. Boasting a 200 MHz processor and a chipset capable of 7 million polygons a second, it's certainly the most powerful system to come out in years. Several third-party developers have signed on for launch, including Midway, who are not only presenting a Mortal Kombat game, but also a cartoonish boxing game titled Ready to Rumble. Sega-owned launch titles will include a new Sonic game and a sequel to House of the Dead. Finally, sports personalities have lent their names and faces to video games in the past, but not quite like this. Tony Hawk, professional skateboarder, will be releasing a game this year for the PlayStation, with ports for the PC, N64, and presumably Dreamcast. Tony Hawk's Pro Skateboarder will hold not only a streamlined combo system, but a killer soundtrack from Goldfinger, Primus, The Dead Kennedys, and Suicidal Tendencies. I for one hope this game encourages those injury-prone skateboarders to come inside, where it's safe. I'm Jimmy the Geek in 1999.
I'm Christopher Sabat, voice of Vegeta on Dragon Ball Z, and you're watching Player Attack. See this? Can you get a close-up? Oh, never mind. Bye!
And that's about it for this edition of Player Attack. Thanks for watching. It is also the end of our retrotastic look back at the 90s. Now, don't worry, Jimmy the Geek isn't going anywhere, but he is adjusting his time machine to look at something new. If you've got something in mind you'd like him to explore, let us know here at Player Attack. Next week, it's our turn to hang out in the past. We finally get a look at the delayed Plants vs. Zombies 2, which sees PopCap wander way back in time in the quest for the perfect taco, and we also set sail with Ubisoft's new hero Edward Kenway as we navigate the piratical waters of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. In the meantime, you can catch us on playerattack.com. We're on Facebook, YouTube and Twitter, and if you've got something you want to say, send us an email, mailbox@playerattack.com. If you're in Adelaide this weekend, Player Attack will be at AvCon on July 12 to 14, and we will also be popping up around the place at PAX Australia in Melbourne on July 19 to 21. If you see us, come up and say hi. We might just give you a sticker. Till next week, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this is Player Attack.